Hey Fit Like YouTube, welcome back to another episode of the Black Pearl. Okay, so Shangri-La and Serenity Islands have finally cycled. They've been in here just over 2 weeks and I'm amazed that it's actually cycled so fast, but I don't know if it's just because it's not a great big massive volume of water or what, but I've tested for ammonia, it's 0. I'm just about to test for nitrite, and over the last 48 hours it's been dropping big style, so I'm kind of guessing it's going to be 0 just now, but I'll just give it a quick test and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I've just tested the nitrite and sure enough it's at 0 as well, so that's the rock getting bang on exactly where I want it. So next job is just to get this into the pearl. Right, so here we go. I've got the rock already, and I've drained off probably about 100 litres of water. I've raised the lights right up to give me plenty of room, and I've also cleared a wee space on the sand bed there just to get the rock in. So this is going to be the tricky bit because it's quite heavy, but hopefully I'll be able to get another island over here, and hopefully we'll get it in with not too much bother. Like I say, I've actually built Serenity and Shangri-La Island in stages, so should go in no bother. There's Diesel. Alright Diesel, what you saying, boy? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. I see you, I see you. Right, okie doke. Right, let's get this rock in. Okay, so I've got the first couple of bits in. Went in no bother, and I'm quite happy with the placement there. Not sure quite what I'm going to do with Poda Island yet, because it just kind of doesn't suit, so I might actually use it as part of Shangri-La Island, but we'll see how it goes with the rest of the rock gets in. Okay, so I've got all the rock in now. Pretty happy with it, and the water's still a bit cloudy like, but overall, yep, I'm quite pleased. Poda Island, I've ended up having to lay it on its side. It just didn't really look, right at all. But this, I'm happy with this. This looks quite good, I think. Okay, so just another wee angle. I'm thinking Serenity Island, I'm maybe going to lower the height of it. That's the 2 islands I've got. I added a wee extra island, but I think I'll take the 2 top bitties off to make them a bit lower. They kind of just look a wee bit weird with that wee spiky bits. So I'll take them off and lay them down. I think it'll look much better. But overall it's quite good. And this is just the side view. As you can see, the water's still cloudy as anything like, but I was moving a fair bit of sand and nothing, so I've stirred up a load of crap. Okay, so it's been 1 hour later. The water is starting to clear up slowly but surely. Here's a wee closer look. There you can see Poda Island. I've laid it on its side and made it part of this Shangri-La Island, and really pleased with how that looks. That looks pretty awesome. Plenty of room for corals, and still plenty of room for the water flow and nothing, so it's looking pretty good. Still cloudy, but it's getting there, it's getting there. Here's a couple hermits, and they're busy getting to work. Come on boys, get it cleaned up, like, move it. So they're doing a good job. Hopefully the rest of the cleanup crew will be getting stuck into it. Hopefully this time tomorrow she'll be looking much better. Okay, a quick look at the Miracle Mud tank I've got. I actually got some of this feather caulerpa. It actually came in a bag with some of the snails I got. So it was only a couple bits of it. I stuck it in here and oh my god, it's blooming big style. So again, this stuff's got a habit of maybe going sexual, and when it does there's a risk of it crushing your tank. So I'm not taking that risk. And so since the macroalgae that was in here is basically only in here for the copepods, because I'm not actually using macroalgae for any nutrient export in my system, because this tank's so small it's going to make no difference anyway. So it was just purely there just to grow amphipods and copepods. So instead I've added all this live rock rubble that I've took out the wee container that I was cycling the rock in, stuck it in here, so this will give a nice wee home for all these copepods to multiply on. The glass was covered in them, but I've noticed that they've all shifted onto the rock, so that's good. Now then, it was time to change the phosphate media. I decided to go and try this Phosguard. I'm just going to use this for a couple of weeks, and can just strip out as much of the phosphates and stuff out of this new rock as possible. And then I'm going to change it back to the Aquaphos Extra that I was using before. I was really impressed with that stuff, and I'm going to continue using it, but like I say, I'll just give this stuff a wee try. Right, so I've taken the reactor out, give it a good clean, and I've just installed the Phosguard. Just got a very gentle tumble going on in it. Nothing too major. I don't really want to have it too ferocious and end up putting dust into the system up the top. So just a gentle little bubble on it, so to speak. So hopefully this stuff will strip out any nutrients that's going to come out of this rock. I'm hoping, since I've cured it cycled it in a separate tank, and obviously that nitrate rich water has been left behind, so hoping that the new rock's not going to be too bad. Other thing I've done was I've took the pump that I was using to cycle the rock. I've attached it to this reactor, since I've took the wee Eheim 1000 and I've just stuck it on this temporary reactor just now. I've got this reactor full of carbon, so hopefully this will help clear up the cloudy water up the top. Right, so the tank's cleared up nicely. I've just took one of the WP-40s off and got it sitting in a container of vinegar just to get it cleaned up. It was full of coralline algae, so we'll just get that sorted out. But here's a quick look at the tank. It's a lot clearer now. Glass is a wee bit dirty like, but it's not too bad. But tank's looking really good. I'm loving this new centre island. It's weird like, but it's definitely made the tank feel bigger, and it's just, I'm really pleased with it. Here's a closer look at Shangri-La Island. Kind of tried to get it to kind of look like a bonsai tree type thing. Kind of looks like one of those Japanese statue lantern type things you see. It's pretty cool. I can already visualise the SPS corals all over it, so I think it's going to be awesome. Here's just another look at the tank, just slightly further away. the two islands at either side, the small islands. I just took the little bits of rock that I had on the tops of them off because it was just didn't look right. So definitely looks a lot better now. This is one that had like a little thin bit, it was going up like into a spike. It just looked weird, but yep, this looks pretty cool. There's Kettle cruising about, the Duke. So the fish seem to be, it's weird like, but they seem to be swimming along the front a lot more, and a lot less arguing over who's sleeping where and stuff. Here's a closer look at the Duke. Vampire tang, also known as a lieutenant's tang. Here's Lancelot, a yellow tang. This is my oldest fish, had it over 6 years now. Here's Kettle, the regal tang. This regal tang, this is the whole reason I got into this hobby in the first place. Absolutely love this fish, it's my favourite fish. Beautiful. And here's Morpheus, the blood shrimp, and my two clownfish, snowflake clownfish, cornflake and cocoa. Definitely going to have to get some more fish in here, like, but I'm going to have to get another quarantine tank because the 4-foot quarantine tank I've got, it's just too big. It served its purpose for when I was needing to house all my fish from the old 100-gallon tank until this one was ready. So it's definitely came in handy there, like, but just for like if I'm buying the odd 2 fish here and there, it's just too big, and it doesn't really make much sense having a massive 4-foot tank for like if I get a couple of wee fish. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably dismantle that 4-foot tank, cut the glass, and I'll just make myself a nice 2-foot quarantine tank instead. I think that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll obviously start stocking up on the fish. I definitely want some more tangs, a purple tang definitely. I'm still undecided on the rest. Obviously I quite fancy some angels, possibly a regal angel, but yeah, we'll see what's what when I get to the LFS. Here's just a quick look at the tank with the halides off. This is just the actinics it's on just now. It's really nice. Doesn't really look too good on the camera, but the colours on the rock definitely popping. I can't wait to get corals in here because they're just going to look amazing under this light. This is just like the 280 watt actinic T5s, but yep, it looks really cool. So the end of this month, I'm looking to get an ozone reactor. I'm also hoping to get through to my favourite LFS and purchase some livestock, probably corals, and maybe a few other bits and pieces. But yep, that's it for this episode. So just like to thank everybody that's subscribed to the channel. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye bye.